Silence in this verse is not just about being quiet, it is about power, power that most people never learn how to use. And in life, that power can change everything. But what is this power in silence we are talking about? Today's story will answer that question. As the story unfolds, you'll naturally learn new English words and expand your vocabulary. Now, let's begin. Long ago, in a kingdom prosperous enough to make men ambitious and tranquil enough to conceal their ambitions, there lived an aging king with no heir. For many years, the people speculated about who would one day inherit the crown. The king had neither sons nor daughters, and he had never designated a successor. Yet whenever his advisors implored him to name an heir, he would merely smile and divert the conversation. Then on a frigid winter morning, the bells of the capital rang. The king was dead. A shadow fell over the kingdom. Without an heir, every noble family perceived an opportunity. Generals conferred in hushed tones within their barracks. Merchants exchanged whispers in bustling marketplaces. Priests engaged in fervent debates in temples lit by candlelight. Everyone desired the same thing, the throne. 3 days after the king's burial, the kingdom assembled in the Hall of Crowns. At the center of the chamber rested a sealed scroll. Beside it stood Judge Arlen, the king's most trusted advisor. For decades, tales had circulated about Arlen's unusual gift. It was said he could hear lies. Whether this was true, no one could say. Yet criminals feared him, nobles esteemed him, and even the king had placed unparalleled trust in his judgment. The hall fell silent as Arlen raised the scroll. The king left a final instruction, he declared. He wrote that the next ruler shall be the one who understands what is written here. A murmur swept through the crowd. At last, the answer. Arlen broke the seal. He unrolled the parchment. His eyes traversed the page. The hall waited and waited. Then Arlen rolled the scroll shut. Gasps echoed through the chamber. "What does it say?" someone demanded. Arlen surveyed the crowd. "In 1 year," he replied calmly, "I will name the next ruler." The room erupted. Questions flew from every direction, but Arlen offered no explanation. He tucked the scroll beneath his arm and departed. The mystery spread throughout the kingdom like a conflagration. What had the king written? Some believed it was a riddle. Others insisted it concealed the identity of a secret heir. Scholars debated ancient prophecies. Priests scrutinized sacred texts. Generals claimed that the kingdom required strength. Merchants argued that it required wisdom. Everyone seemed convinced, and every conviction gave rise to another dispute. Soon, those who coveted the throne began gathering supporters. Lord Varick, a distinguished commander, journeyed from city to city, delivering eloquent speeches on honor and leadership. Lady Selene, renowned for her intellect, hosted countless gatherings where she argued that only wisdom could preserve the kingdom. Others emerged as contenders as well, some promising prosperity, others promising justice, each insisting that they alone understood the king's intentions. Meanwhile, Judge Arlen listened. Whenever someone proposed a theory, he listened. Whenever someone defended their claim, he listened. Whenever rivals denounced one another, he listened. And when they finally exhausted themselves, he offered only a single response: continue. Most did. Indeed, most could not restrain themselves. The more silence Arlen gave them, the more they spoke. And the more they spoke, the more they exposed themselves. Months passed, the kingdom observed. At first, Lord Varick appeared honorable, but as debates intensified, his pride surfaced. Unable to endure criticism, he began assailing anyone who opposed him. Lady Selene seemed wise, until her rivals challenged her ideas. Then her composure dissolved, replaced by a need to vindicate herself. The others fared no better. One candidate secretly bribed officials, another disseminated rumors, another made promises he could never fulfill. Each week unveiled fresh disclosures. Each month exposed new shortcomings, and through it all Arlen remained silent, listening, observing, waiting. Yet there was one candidate whom people seldom discussed, a provincial governor named Elias. He attended few assemblies, delivered few speeches, and offered no theories about the scroll. When questioned about his prospects, he simply returned to his duties. While others pursued the throne, Elias restored roads, resolved conflicts, coordinated grain shipments before winter. When floods damaged several villages, he was among the first to respond. Most people scarcely noticed. After all, he was not campaigning, he was not competing, he was not striving to win. At last, a year elapsed. The kingdom gathered once more in the Hall of Crowns. Every seat was occupied, every balcony crowded. The mystery that had consumed an entire nation was finally about to end. Judge Arlen stepped forward carrying the scroll. The chamber fell silent. Slowly, he unfurled the parchment. For the first time, everyone would hear the king's final words. Arlen read aloud, "The throne belongs to the one who has no need to claim it." Silence swept through the hall. No hidden prophecy, no secret heir, no intricate riddle. Just one sentence, a simple sentence, yet suddenly the entire year became clear. The speeches, the disputes, the rivalries, the accusations, the desperate attempts to appear worthy. Heads began to lower, for at last they understood. The king had never needed to know who could speak best. He needed to know who could rule best. And nothing reveals a person's character more profoundly than granting them the opportunity to pursue power. Arlen rolled up the scroll, then he spoke. "The next ruler of this kingdom is Elias." No one objected, no one protested. For the first time in a year, there was nothing left to say, because everyone had already revealed who they truly were. And the man who desired the throne least had demonstrated himself most worthy of it. As the crowd stood in silence, many believed the king's wisdom had chosen the ruler. But that was not entirely true. The king had written only a single sentence. The silence that followed had revealed everything else. So, what is this power in silence we have been talking about? Silence has a way of revealing what noise conceals. It exposes what words try to hide. Given enough room, it reveals everything. But silence does more than reveal. It protects us from distractions that pull us away from what truly matters. Silence is not weakness. It may be one of the greatest forms of strength. If this story left you with a thought worth keeping, let me know in the comments. And if you believe someone else could benefit from it, share it with them. Thank you for listening. I'll see you in the next story.